myself. My name is Claudia, and I will be your moderator today. In the session, we have two judges. The first judge is Mr. Rani, and the second judge is Mr. Salim Khalil. And then you have 7 minutes for presentation and 8 minutes for question and answer. If you are ready, you may start your presentation now, please. Thank you.
Democracy when what gets measured gets managed. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, dear honorable judges. Let us introduce ourselves. The team from Senior High School of Excellence I2ASPO Foundation Sukoharjo will present a research project, triple analytical framework, correlation, forecasting, and cluster analysis of gold, Bitcoin, and inflation dynamics in Indonesia, which explore the complex relationship between gold, Bitcoin, and inflation using comprehensive two analysis approach. This research stems from the unstable global economic conditions since the pandemic, where inflation has fluctuated sharply, causing people to seek assets that can protect the value. The post-pandemic condition up to now saw that these three variables, inflation, gold, and Bitcoin, are indirectly interconnected and exhibit non-linear data behavior, making it important to analyze them comprehensively. This research helps understand how traditional and digital assets behave in the face of economic uncertainty, making it beneficial for society, investors, and students who want to understand the dynamics of the Indonesian economy after COVID-19. However, previous research only used a single analytic approach. The single approach has not yet been able to comprehensively describe the relationship, patterns, and the structure of the data. Because these three variables are moving differently and have unique levels of volatility, this research introduced the triple analytic framework, which combines cross analysis, forecasting, and cluster analysis. And this approach provides a complete picture. The first, to know relationship between the data, and the second, to understand predictive data, and the third, to identify hidden patterns of economic dynamics.
Let's begin with the methodology. This research uses mostly data from 2018 to 2025 obtained from secondary data sources with three variables, inflation, gold, and Bitcoin. There are three main stages: correlation using SPSS, forecasting using Minitab, and clustering using orange data mining. With the methodology established, let's look at what we discovered. Our first finding shows the result of the experiment correlation analysis shows that inflation has a positive relationship with Bitcoin and a weak negative relationship with gold. However, the relationship between gold and Bitcoin shows a very strong negative correlation, meaning their movement tends to be opposites. These findings provides that the three variables have different dynamics, which then serves as the basis for forecasting and cluster analysis process in this study. And based on the forecasting results, the DS model provides the best result for inflation and gold prices because it produces the smallest market value. The forecasting result shows that future inflation will be around 2.74%. However, the forecasting results show that the price of gold is predicted to be around 1,377,987 rupiah per gram. This indicates that gold remains stable as the asset, and however, the Bitcoin shows a very volatile pattern because the error is still quite large due to the extreme price movement. And for cluster analysis, we use two approaches, K-means and Leuven. K-means will look at the proximity of the data points. This means that the similar value will be grouped together. And for the Leuven clustering, Leuven sees the relationship between data similar to seeing patterns in a network. Leuven finds to have a cluster more than K-means because it's more sensitive. And let's break down for the K-mean result. For the cluster 1 until 3, indicate low inflation, while gold prices tend to increase and Bitcoin remains relatively stable. For cluster 4 until 5, captures strong Bitcoin volatility, slight gold declines, and stable inflation. Cluster 6 until 7 show gold rising sharply, inflation slightly easing suggesting investors shift from high-risk assets to zero one. And for cluster 8, represent a recovery phase. Inflation stabilizes, gold stays steady, and Bitcoin begins to rise again after earlier volatility. And for the Lehman results, cluster 1 until 3 characterized by relatively stable inflation. Cluster 4 until 6 show sharp and volatile Bitcoin increases, while gold weakens slightly and inflation stays steady. Cluster 7 until 9 show a strong inverse pattern. Gold rises while Bitcoin falls, with inflation slightly declining, and the last one is cluster 10 until 12 show a phase of economic recovery or market adjustment after a period of price volatility.
From these two clustering analyses, we cannot draw a solid conclusion and propose clear recommendation. From the research results, we conclude that the three data points of gold, Bitcoin, and inflation have very different characteristics. The correlation is unstable and the prediction are not always accurate, especially for Bitcoin. And the patterns are only clear when using cluster analysis. This shows that in data management, the choice of analysis method must be adjusted to the nature of the data, as not all variables are suitable for analysis in the same way. And the four recommendation, the first one, for inflation and gold, use a simple forecast because the data is stable. And the second one, for Bitcoin, additional methods are needed to prevent extreme fluctuation from disrupting the analysis. And the third one, as a follow-up study, if necessary to add variables such as exchange rates, interest rate, or oil price for more complex results. As a final point, I believe that findings not only contribute science but can also support better economic decision making moving forward. For your attention, thank you.
Thank you, Nasywa and Dee. So, thank you for your wonderful presentation. Next, we are moving to Q&A session. Please, Mr. Benny, can you ask a question from Nasywa?
Okay, thank you for the presentation. So, I would like to know, you guys are high school, right? Why do you guys go into the direction of Bitcoin? Like, do you have any experience with Bitcoin, by the way? On market values in general?
Okay, thank you for your question, sir.
Okay, thanks for your question. We use this variable such as Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the volatile asset. Yes, and then we know in the internet, too many investors use the Bitcoin to alternative when the people invest. And then usually people use the gold to the alternative asset, and then people also use the Bitcoin asset in the digital asset. Like that.
Okay. That makes me wonder, because like in Indonesia, Bitcoin has not got any clear regulation yet, right? The Ministry of Finance, Kementerian Keuangan, under the new minister, is trying to, together with Bank Indonesia, they're trying to establish a clear policy to regulate Bitcoin, right? But then gold, on the other hand, it's like, as you state on your extended essay, that it is a safe financial platform, right? Now, you use two opposite sides. One, Bitcoin, which doesn't have any certainty yet in Indonesian context, by the way. And then the second one, gold, which is like people know already that it's very safe, right? Somehow it's like safe. Now, I would like to know, as a high schooler, why this thing matters for you? Why are you interested on exploring the impact of Bitcoin and gold towards inflation? It's very big, yeah. You're talking about microeconomics here. You're talking about macroeconomy, and then it's huge. It's a about the entire nation's fate. Yeah. So why are you interested on this one?
Okay, with permission to answer your question, this urgency lies in the literacy. Through these research, we learn how to manage data. We can read the pattern, and then we understand the data economic in this country. And then we choose the inflation, because inflation is basic macroeconomy in this indicator, and then quote is often choice prefer when price rise. And for
Yeah. So your work really depends on data, right? Okay. Now that makes me wonder. Yeah. Although Bitcoin is not new, but then many countries do not really have clear data sources that really shows Bitcoin financing activity. Yeah. So that makes me wonder, where did you all get your data from?
We find the data from the website investing.com. Yeah, you can check in the web or in the internet.
And then we use the data in this research is the secondary data, not in the primary data. And so this is data is so valid in the on many countries, such as inflation from Indonesia, and then the Bitcoin for the inflation.com, and then the quote is from exchange rate.
Okay, right. So you have to be careful with that. Yeah, I mean your platform or your idea works solely on like the validity of the data. Yeah. So yes, you can state or you can make claims that by using investor.com or whatever the website that you got the data from, it's valid, it's good enough, right? However, remember that things that you get from the internet, not everything is correct, right? Like you need to have a certain quality assurance to make sure that the data that you feed into your system is first of all valid, okay? And then once the data is valid already, then you can start making claims regarding like, okay, our platform can really show the activity of Bitcoin, can like influence the inflation or deflation or whatever, right? But then I did not see on your presentation that there is some certain standard that you put regarding your data. Like the beginning of the story is good, the idea is good, yeah. However, you need to also put a limit into what you call or what definition that you put, as in like calling the data as good data. Because if your data that you claim is good, but that actually is just non-valid data, it's not real data, then everything else downstream is going to be ruined. You get what I mean? Yes. Okay. So I just want you to be careful when making claims. Yeah. As a future scientist, as a future generation in Indonesia, do not trust everything that you get from the internet. Okay. You need to have your own certain quality assurance to make sure that the data that you feed into your system is good enough. Okay.
Thank you for the contribution to our research.
Okay. That's it from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Alright, next to the Mr. Sorry, please. You may ask a question for Nasywa.
Thank you, Ms. Claudia, and Nasywa teams. I have one question only, since this is we are at the Indian time. Can you explain what is K means? Thank you.
Okay. K means is a distance plus method or numerical distance is based on counting data points based on the proximity of the data point. It's similar main economic phases in contrast with within classroom.
Okay, thank you for the answer. Miss Claudia, that's all from me.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
Thank you, sir.
For Nasywa speaking, and thank you so much, participant. The session is finished. You may leave the room, and then good luck and see you at the wedding ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you.
Halo, selamat siang Kak.
Ya itu dia nanyain udah mau masuk kapan gitu. Kayaknya belum dimasukin breakout room deh.
Halo Kak Tri, Kak Sinta, Kak Sinta.
Tadi di breakout ya?
Iya tadi di breakout room.
Halo Kak, saya dari SMA Negeri 1 Tabanan atas nama Ketut Nona Putri Nansari. Apakah tadi sudah dipanggil ya Kak? Karena koneksinya sinyal ini terputus Kak. Terima kasih.
Iya, atas namanya Ketut mohon ditunggu ya. Soalnya kan kakak tadi telat. Ini lagi diinfokan dulu ke jurinya. Baiknya seperti apa? Ditunggu dulu ya.
Ya, baik Kak. Terima kasih ya Kak. Mohon maaf sebelumnya.
1, 2, 3. Atau video? Bentar. Video ya. Bentar. Kurang mundur. Bentar. 1, 2, 3.
Seriasa bisa. Seriasa bisa. Seriasa bisa.
Terima kasih ya Pak.
Keren. Tangannya nih gitu.
Makasih ya Pak.
Tapi jawaban yang terakhir kunci. Jawaban yang terakhir itu kunci. Dan jadi salah. Kunci yang terakhir nih. Kalau yang pertama memang teori yang website ini adalah teori ya terkait dengan policy game Indonesia belum ada ya benar. Reference kita ya jurnal, ya riset ilmiah jurnal, website itu
Ya semuanya pakai jurnal kan, bikin jurnal pun juga ada apa namanya error rate-nya ada berapa? Error rate-nya di ini riset juga begitu kan, pasti ada gitu. Website pun juga sama. Tapi kalau website itu kompetensinya dia bagus, terus grade-nya tinggi, itu bisa. Oke lah. Oh ini online ini ya? Iya bang. Tapi bahasa Inggris keren banget bahasa Inggris. Tapi memang in English semua.
Iya itu langsung apa?
Dengan saya.
Judulnya tadi juga dari Arab gitu.
Oh ya?
Permisi, mohon maaf. Ini kami di
Langsung
Surabaya udah diinfokan ke dalam grup untuk memasuki breakout room 11. Apakah sudah bisa masuk ke breakout room?
Ini kelompok pertama ya. Kelompok kedua ya setelah biji.
Iya.
Ada 2 kelompok. Itu aja.
Bisa. Cara main dari internasional terus. Ya sama dengan nyangkut beasiswa.
Sudah pucat Pak.
Explain in Indonesia, I can explain.
Aku tidak disuruh bahasa Inggris yang baik dan benar.
Oh iya, yang penting bahasa Inggris. Maksudnya kalau udah ya.
Bagus tadi, itu bagus. Bagus, meneranginnya bagus. Cara metode meneranginnya bagus.
Berarti tadi misinya di website.
Enggak miss. Cuma menanyakan regulasi Indonesia. Terus terkait dengan Indonesia gimana? Kan belum ada regulasi yang menangani itu. Referensi apa? Nanti dari website benar. Itu untuk dari mana kita hati-hati gitu ya. Jadi di website itu belum tentu semuanya valid. Ya.
Tapi coba kita tadi udah keluar dari pertanyaan.
Enggak bisa. Yang terakhir dan kunci itu terakhir. Langsung. Udah. Oke. Ya. Coba ya. Hemat ya.
Ini juga ada ternyata.
Semoga akan
Keren guys, keren.
Makan guys.
Karena presentasi kali ini semuanya kalian, aku kalian, guys kalian, ternyata kalian, dan sekarang
Aku jadi bayangin ya, Pak Akbar tuh masuknya tadi pas kita belum mulai Zoom. Jadi aku udah kayak ya awalnya harus sama siapa nih? Iya.
Ngerti nggak? Aku selalu nginjek kakinya Aziz saya.
Iya deh, baik.
Ya dia tuh kayak ada gitu loh, dan Aziz gak senyum coy kayak iya.
Aku
Terus aku kan nggak bisa nyampe dari aku gini kan.
Awalnya pas ini tuh kayak Bismillah guys, hari Jumat siang. Habis sholat Jumat.
Sorry ya guys, Inggrisku udah ada.
Aku tuh tahu jawaban Indonesia. Dia kan bisa ngomong Inggris.
Perpanjangan itu
3 poin ini di paper nggak sih? Iya, coba deh buka teknis.
Tapi kan katanya enggak sih?
Iya.
Kayaknya biasanya diem deh gitu.
Itu kan teknis penilaian itu loh. Coba tadi gini sekarang langsung panas banget saya.
Iya.
Apa sih?
Untung nggak ditanya. Coba kayaknya dia nggak lihat papernya deh. Apa nggak perhatiin ya?
Enggak itu
Based on PPT profesor.
tapi PS itu walaupun emang beda KS juga nggak bakal ditanyain deh. Apa mereka
Mungkin
bakal
juga
Enggak
sih kalau beda sih.
Kalau nggak kita soal beda banget kan. Dari grafik awalnya aja itu udah beda loh. Grafik awal.
Jadinya beda juga terus
Absensinya 30.
Nah itu kan ada detailnya itu udah masuk di paper loh. Yang ini loh yang di paper kita yang level of weaknya.
Soalnya jadwal juga yang dibahas Bitcoin yang sudah masuk.
Kira-kira berapa nilainya? Bisa di atas 80 ya?
Bisa soalnya
Kalau nggak bisa ya kalian
saya pertanyaannya juga nggak terlalu
Soalnya kalau guys di bensin ini mau di bidang aja ya. Ini
adanya aja. Orangnya enggak.
oh nggak ada minusnya.
Tadi kan bilang Pak, mau mulai.
Ini panas nih.
Pak ini Pak, kalau kita ikutkan ke presentasi yang Indonesia, hari ini udah nggak mau tanggung jawab karena kita udah kata tahu. Kita udah sampai ngulik-ngulik semua datanya dan kalau tanya ini kita harus menjawab. Cuma ini aku terbatas karena ini aja nih.
Tapi tadi gimana kalau kita jujur itu? Anissa ya? Dia lebih anu sih. Apa nama? Kota web dia baik.
Kayak